for having me. I think
Absolutely.
you're my first reviewer. Are you my first for the fans? And I'm just so happy and humble that you chose me.
Okay, so we've gotten through two full seasons of Ruthless, and we're midway through the third season of Ruthless. So, did you ever think that a TV show with about a sex crazed cult would be as successful as Ruthless has become?
But in the beginning, I didn't think of it as a sex creed cult. I thought of it because I remember Jim Jones. I was coming up through that era where that cult, where all those people died.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Oh, this would be something that the young people will, want to know about because it's actually, and matter of fact, there are still cults." But I did not realize how popular it would become, and that was only during the last half of the second season because I was like had my doubts because every time I looked up, my daughter told me, she said, "Mom, stay off there." And every time I looked up, they was talking about how much they hated Marva, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" But
Yeah.
then I had to realize it wasn't personal; it was the character.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think it would be as popular as it is. But I just thought it would be more informative,
Mm-hmm.
you know, by it being, telling about because some of that stuff is still going on. It's still going on.
Absolutely. Okay. How do you prepare for to film Elder Mother Supreme? And when you've seen a lot of evil spew from this character, kind of going back to what you just said. So, do you have to do anything special to prepare for the role?
No, not really. It's just what I wanted the character to be,
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted her to be like. I think she's more cunning than evil. She has some ways that are not very nice, but I think she's more cunning, manipulated, if you say the word,
Mm-hmm.
more than evil. I really don't think she's really evil, but she's done some really things that would make you think that something's wrong with her.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, after initially reading the script for Ruthless, what were your thoughts? Were you shocked by any of the content? I mean, you spoke about a little bit about it in the beginning, but just reading over the script, were you
Um,
shocked by any of
the
the content?
the very first season, that script, it was like he's got to be kidding, you know. But as we go on, not only did I get to understand the script, I got to understand Mr. Perry and his way of doing things. So I had to adjust to that as an actor so that he could direct me properly if the character wasn't what he wanted it to be. Um, I just think that a lot of actors prepare, they go through all these big changes. But I think in your heart, if you know what you want to portray as that character, everything will become easier, as you go on, because
Right.
originally I was only supposed to be there for seven episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
wasn't supposed, yeah, I wasn't supposed to carry on to the rest of the seasons. But I'm truly blessed and I'm grateful that I had a chance to return.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't have Ruthless, Ruthless without Elder Mother. We cannot. Now, what was your favorite? What has been your favorite scene to film so far?
Oh, the one when Daikon has to go to the punishment trailer. That took me so much when I read it. I read it in the script because a lot of times we don't get to see what everybody's doing. We get to focus on what we have to do. But when I
Mm.
saw that he was going to I said, "Oh, I'm going to eat him up." That was one of my favorite scenes with Daikon.
Yeah, and you did actually. I've watched Ruthless from the very beginning, and to see that there's he does have a lot of talent there, Tyler Perry. And what I witnessed is that their true personalities in real life is the polar opposite of the character that they play on television. So, which character on Ruthless is more like their real life personalities?
um, None of them. Everybody. I mean, everybody's just so humble and just so proud of what we do. They just focus on the character. But when we're off set or off screen or whatever, they're just the most beautiful people I've ever met. So none of the characters matches their personality.
Mm-hmm.
this, but they've always treated me with respect, and they appreciate that as being elder
Yes.
than the rest of the cast. So,
Yes.
yeah, very sweet people, very sweet cast.
Right. And I agree. The people that I've met from the cast so far have, I mean, just total opposite from the character, including you. I mean, you're very sweet.
Thank you. Tell them that I'm not like
That I'll make sure that comes across. Absolutely. Okay, so we see in the upcoming trailer that is already dropped that you'll be getting the electroshock therapy that you gave to Melinda back in season 2. Now, how do we get from Zane being like a daughter that you never had to now she's punishing you in that same chair?
Zane is an opportunist. And she's a brown noser. So whatever she fit in, she gets in. So the way she brings herself out as being loyal, she's really not loyal. Zane wants to be in the position that I'm in or that Ruth is in. She wants to get in favor with the highest. So whatever she has to do, I'll do it. So, that's her motive. She's very cunning. She's very cunning. And I think she's taking a cue from Elder Mother because she watches me like a hawk. So I think that's what she said. Maybe I can move this old lady out and I can move in, Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that about Zane. That's a little different for us.
Yeah, this is me when I delve into her character. This is what I'm seeing as Marva, when she puts me to say, I thought, I was like a mother to you, and she's in her mind's like, I need to move up, and move you out
of the way.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, Zane. For the banter between you and Icon is hilarious, and it's been rumored that Tyler only does one take, so I don't know how true that is. But how do you not laugh through the scenes? Because it's hilarious when we see it. So how do you get through those scenes?
Focusing, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. When the scene is over, we fall out. We fall out because it's so funny. Because a lot of it is ad lib.
Oh.
A lot of it banter between me and him is we might throw something in there that Tyler hasn't written, and we'll just say, "Ooh, if he keeps it, fine. If he don't, he'll let us know." But most of the time, with the connection that Lenny and I have, we can read each other, and I just love him so. He's so special to me. We just have that connection when our scene comes up, and a lot of times we don't even get to rehearse. We just have to know and be on, cue when I look into his eyes, and it's like, "You ready? You're ready. Let's do it." And then it starts to unfold. And we get real comfortable with what we're doing, and things just start pouring out.
All right, so you have to tell us about the tiger growls. Once you and Icon are done, those tiger growls, how do you get that to come out? Because I cannot create that. I've tried it though.
It started a few years ago. And I was in a room with a bunch of women that all they did was complain and talk about everybody that came in and everybody that went out. So I said, enough is enough. So I got up to leave, and I said, "I'm leaving now, so you all can talk about me." And I just walked out the door because it was supposed to have been like, but it came out. So when I do that, when I have a character that I could use it, I use it, and this was the perfect character to use it with,
Absolutely.
When I first did it, that first season with Robert, he's like, "I didn't know what the hell you were doing." When I asked him, did he want a sandwich, and he turned it down, it was like, I didn't get you with that one, but I'm gonna get you with the next one. Yeah.
Well, it definitely works for this for Elder Mother Supreme for sure.
Yeah, and so when people do stuff that I think is distasteful, that I don't like,
yeah, you have to do it from the diaphragm because you have to hold the breath and carry it out.
Yeah, and then my voice is so deep also that it carries it forward too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so I've asked you about your favorite scene. Tell us about your least favorite scene that you filmed so far on Ruthless.
That would have to be the scene where Elder Mother sent Lacey out to be raped.
Mm,
When she came back and did that scene, I couldn't even watch it. She was so into that character that you actually thought she had been raped by all those men. And it was so devastating. When I looked into her eyes, I couldn't even watch the scene.
oh wow.
It was too much. To think that this was going on actually in the cults
Hmm.
to these women. They was passing around like potatoes. And so when she did it, I just went into my head like that has to be the most devastating feeling on earth for someone to take something from that belongs to you away from you.
Absolutely.
You have no power. As a woman, you have no power in that cult. None at
Mhm.
all.
Yeah, I can imagine that being tough to film for sure.
Mm.
Absolutely. Okay, so without giving too much away, what can we expect from the second half of season 3 of Ruthless?
To be honest, I don't know. I'm serious. I don't know. We film what we have to film to get through because he shoots so fast.
Yeah.
And you have to be up on what you're doing. Now, when it's over, if I'm like back at home, I'll say, go through this. I say, oh, because a lot of times you're not in the scenes with the rest of the characters, and you say, oh my goodness, oh Tyler, no, no, But then most of the time, I don't watch them when they come out. What I do is like batch them up, and then I binge
Okay.
because I know it's gonna be some mess in there. So I don't want to watch one and then have to wait till the next one to come out. So I don't watch them. I just let them batch up and then I binge them all.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so those are all the questions that I have. Do you want to give us any more? Is there anything that you want to say or any questions that you have for me or the fans?
No, I just want to thank you and the fans for your continued support. It means so much to us as actors to know that you guys are watching and that you guys are rooting for us. And I just pray that we could continue the series for as long as Mr. Perry wants it to run. And the fans also, because if it wasn't for them, um, you know, they determine whether people watch this show or not. And we're very well. I'm very very grateful to them for doing that.